Hi, I'm Andrew Trendle. You're watching NME, and we're here with Robbie and Tony from the Avalanches.
Hello, nice to meet you.
How are we doing, guys?
Nice to meet you, Andrew. Really good. We're good.
Well, we speak today because you are announcing details of your third album, We Will Always Love You. How's that feel?
Feels fantastic, actually. I mean, you know, putting out a record in Avalanches world is always a big event. You know, they don't happen very often, so we're stoked.
And only 4 years this time instead of 16. We're making real progress here. It's coming along leaps and bounds. So that feels really good. It feels good to kind of back up Wildflower quite quickly. And
you'll soon be at the level that the guy from Spotify wants you to be at, where you can make a record once every 5 weeks, 6 months.
3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
You lazy people. But you're launching the record with 2 new tracks. Music Makes Me High and Take Care in Your Dreaming. Let's start with Music Makes Me High. That is a banger with some pretty interesting samples in it. I mean, what can you tell us about kind of the vibe of that track and how it came together?
I guess it was like almost like a throwback to the music we grew up with, the music we were listening to before we made Since I Left You. You know, that classic old school house music and the Cry to More label and the Rule A label and Basement Jaxx's first album, actually. And I think when we found the Salty Miller sample, the Music Makes Me High sample, it reminded me of Red Alert by Basement Jaxx, and the music keeps on playing on, and it was kind of like, we thought, can we turn this into that kind of thing? And it took a while, actually, but then we found the other sample, the Devoted Soul sample, and started to click. I think we just got better at making sample-based music too. Like, I reckon we would have tried to make this song way back when, and it probably wouldn't have banged as hard, you know. Yeah, so I'm glad you think it's a banger.
Yeah, it's got like, I'm glad you said that. It had a timeless kind of early noughties banger vibe to it, which I like.
Which is great, because we don't want to be too retro, but it's like it's nice little throwback to that era. We love like all the music around then too.
It's a shame we can't be in clubs right now, I guess.
The idea of clubs is like a dream to us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of domestic discos then.
Yeah.
We're doing one this Saturday night. Yeah, because Melbourne's in like really, really full-on lockdown, and it's been going all year, and like a lot of people are struggling. The city's really struggling, and so we're throwing a party this Saturday night from our homes. So.
Yeah. Well, that leads us on to the other single, because Take Care in Your Dreaming is like an all-star cast. I mean, how is it putting that track? When was this track recorded? Well, I assume this was way before lockdown. Was it in the last 6 months?
It was. Yeah. We cut the vocal with Denzel. Was it last year?
Last year, I think, around last September in Sydney.
Yeah, and then the vocal with Sampa, and I think Tricky's vocal happened this year as well. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest.
A lot of it, so much is just through email. It's like, which came first, and might take it out and put it back in. But we had Denzel come down. I think we just got back from LA, had we, the day before? And then we're like, it'd been a really big trip and, obviously jet lagged. And then they're like, you got to come to Sydney and record a track. Like Denzel Curry's going to be in the country for only that day could do it. So we had to fly up to Sydney and just spent the day in the studio with him. And that was quite amazing.
And what can you tell us about Tricky's involvement? That's like, to have a legend on the track must be pretty amazing.
Guys like us, when we were kids learning how to sample, and his first record was just like, what is this? I can't tell you the amount of times I've listened to that record. And now I'm thinking about it, his vocal might have been the first one on the track, actually. So we just started chatting on Instagram, and what I realize now is that he was in Berlin making his record. So he was kind of on a real hot streak, because that record is incredible. I don't know if you've heard Tricky's new record, but it's amazing. And he was working with Marta there. And so, yeah, we just did the one song, and he was like, I'm in the studio, send me more. And I think we did like about 6 in 2 weeks or something. Yeah. I think 2 of them have made this record, but it was kind of one of those beautiful alignments where he just happened to be like on fire.
And Sampa the Great's amazing. How did you come to work with her?
Yeah, she's amazing, incredible.
We did a gig with her maybe in 2017 at the Sydney Opera House. So it was just outside there, and we had this amazing backdrop as the Harbour Bridge and everything. And we were just like, just thought we'd get some guest vocalists in, and we asked Sampa, and like she was amazing. She popped into we had, I think, just a couple of hours rehearsal, and she popped in, and she's like pretty tiny and got on the mic and such a powerhouse, and there's so much charisma and everything about her. And we were like, man, we're going to do a track with her at some point. So eventually just tracked her down, and I think, did she do it in India, Rob? The actual recording?
Yeah, she was in India at the time, and because we'd spoken about it with her previously, she just kind of was like, I'll find a studio, and made it work. Yeah, so that happened only maybe 6 weeks
That was
ago.
the latest one, yeah.
We Will Always Love You, coming out on December 11th, just in time for Christmas, kids. I've already seen the wrapping paper. This beautiful artwork is really stunning, really sort of striking photo. How am I saying this? Anne Drew. I've never said that.
Druyan.
Who was the partner of Carl Sagan? Am I right?
Yes.
Amazing. So, what can you tell us about this photo and its connection to the record?
I mean, this record is a lot about who we are as people, what we're made out of, and we're exploring different kinds of energy, whether it be sound waves or light, or energy that makes us up as people. And we fell in love with the story of how Anne and Carl met and fell in love. They were compiling the Voyager Golden Record for NASA that was launched on the Voyager spacecraft in 1977. So they were chosen to compile different songs and sounds of planet Earth, put on this golden disc that was sent out into the cosmos. It was designed to last for like 1 billion years, and it's still out there floating now. And the idea was maybe one day intelligent life will find it, and they'll listen to it and learn a bit about planet Earth. So what happened when Anne and Carl were compiling this golden record is that they fell in love. And she had planned to record her own heartbeat and put it on the golden record. The day before she was due to go into the hospital and have that recorded, he proposed to her. And so she realized that the sound of a young woman madly in love, her heart madly in love, was captured forever on this golden record and is now floating out there for all eternity in the cosmos. And we just thought that is just the most beautiful idea. So we were speaking to Anne about recording some conversations with her and using her voice on the record to join the songs, and that didn't end up happening, but she gave us permission to use her image on the cover. So.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you say the record's got like quite a cosmic vibe, and about a human finding their place in terms of everything.
In terms of everything, I think in a very small way, in a very personal way, and then also in the biggest possible way.
And what can you tell us about this awesome Tony Hawk's X-Ray collab?
He posted, I think since I left you, to his Instagram or something, and then friends of mine who are mad Tony Hawk fans were like, he loves you guys. And then we were already had used some of Tony's X-Rays to make a Bone record, and then he posted the picture of his X-Ray, and we were just like,
I think that was another flip in the DMs, Robbie, maybe?
It was.
Straight to the DMs.
Can you guys skate?
No.
Not now.
I follow a page on Instagram called Wicked Slams, and it's pretty much all stacks from skaters, and I'll never skate ever again. It just looks too dangerous to me.
Oh man, Wicked Slams, that should be the name of the 4th Avalanches album. Speaking of which, so are you guys feeling the momentum now? Because obviously there was a lot of anticipation and expectation in those 16 years between the first 2 records. How are you guys feeling now creatively, and how would you describe kind of the approach to this record and the 4 years of life in between?
We definitely felt freed up after finishing Wildflower, after finishing that second record. And I don't know for Tony, but for me, it's just been so joyous to have followed up since I left you, and now just be free and just kind of to make whatever we feel like, really. I mean, this record doesn't necessarily sound exactly like what we've done before, but it's just, and that's probably a result of following up a sample heavy sort of epic record with another one, and then just being like, we're not going to do another one like that straight away. They're kind of brutal to make in a way. So
that 16-year effort was like, a quest or something. It was insane. The pressure at 10 years was huge, and then it kind of just got more and more and more. So to get that off our backs was just such a relief, and now it's just like a free hit. We don't really care. We just do what we want now, and it just felt great.
Avalanches, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.